little lower.
How specific. Okay. Yes.
Let's go, Andrea. What do you got?
Well, Jeff, it's so great to be back. Is it weird for you seeing me on this side of things?
A little bit.
It's a little weird to be back.
But you know, I have to say, you've been a journalist and a host for so long now that I'm actually impressed with how easily you can jump into the game and be going toe-to-toe with me and then jump out of the game and look at the game as an observer. It's very cool.
I have to say this side is a little better. Not as much pressure. You're not starving. It's great.
Right.
I want to talk about the season, though. Very exciting. Survivor Ghost Island.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about the theme?
The theme is this, in a nutshell. Ghost Island is the graveyard for bad Survivor decisions. And by a bad decision, I mean somebody that had an idol in their pocket and maybe didn't play it.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
And got voted out. It's that idea that this game is steeped in decisions, and you're making them as a player all the time, every day. Tiny decisions, big decisions, and all it takes is one bad decision and your game's gone. So imagine all of the bad Survivor decisions have been living on Ghost Island, and they're haunted, and now they're ready to haunt this group of players.
It sounds like a very scary place, but there is an actual Ghost Island. So what can you tell me about the actual island? Is it anything like Redemption Island, Exile Island, or is it something completely new?
Ghost Island is a brand new idea that will feel familiar in that it is similar to Exile Island in that people will be sent there, but Ghost Island's a little different. When you come into Ghost Island, first you're gonna see these massive totems, giant, that are looming over you. Not only are they haunting you, they're taunting you. Because what they're saying is, we're the reminders of Survivor death. This is what happens when you make a bad decision. And when you sleep at Ghost Island, you will sleep underneath all the snuffers from 34 seasons of Survivor, reminding you, oh yeah, one bad decision and my torch is snuffed. But Ghost Island does have a sense of humor. And from time to time, a player might be engaged in a game of chance. And Ghost Island will give you a note, and the note says, feeling lucky. And if you're feeling lucky, you might get to play for an advantage, but you will have to wager something valuable.
So as I understand, Survivor Ghost Island has elements from the past seasons that come into play. What can you tell me about that?
Yes, so that's the real fun, is that this season we have actual relics, old idols, old advantages, the real ones that were misplayed. And so they've been living on Ghost Island, and now they're haunted. They may have the same power, different power, less power, who knows? So when somebody finds an advantage, they will open it up, and it will be a relic, a real advantage from a past season that was misplayed. And the question they're going to encounter is, can they reverse the curse?
Okay, so on my season Game Changers, there was a lot of crazy tribal councils. It's like tribal council is now live. Are we gonna see that being a trend?
What I think is happening is that there is this feeling as a new player that I just watched Millennials, Gen X, I just watched Game Changers. That's where the game is. So not only do I feel a little pressure to deliver, but I'm worried that everybody else is playing at that level, so I better play at that level. Because if you come into Survivor now and you don't believe that Tribal Council is truly alive, you're probably the one going home. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I would definitely agree, especially now where it's going. And then as a host, do you get nervous that you might lose control?
I never get nervous of losing control. I love when you guys take over. Nothing makes me happier at Tribal when I realize I've not said a word for 10 minutes. That's the greatest feeling in the world, because ultimately, I wish you didn't need a me at Tribal. It would be great if the society did their own Tribal. That would be the purest form. I'm really only there to just stir it and ask questions and get you talking and then try to get out of the way.
Anything new this season that you think is going to be harder for the contestants right off the bat?
Yes, one thing new that I'd be curious your take on is we're going to give the tribes 50% less rice.
Ouch.
And as you know, we give you the bare minimum for you to live. Our medical team determines how much rice we give you, and they say this is the basic calorie intake for a human to survive. We've cut that in half. And the reason we've done that is we want to see what would happen if we force the society to source their own food. Now, is it different with a provider like an Ozzy or a Malcolm? What happens? Or can you still vote that person out and just try to live off coconut meat? What do you think that will do?
Oh man, I've had seasons where we actually had, I felt, a lot of rice. I mean, on Karamoan, we were having 2 or 3 meals of rice a day. Granted, those meals are like this, not a lot at all.
Right.
But I think just having something every morning and night, even if it's a little bit, psychologically helps you because you think you're eating and you're excited for that dinner, you're excited for that meal. Now, on Game Changers, we did start out with not a lot of rice. So towards the end of the game, we weren't eating rice. And that kind of messes with you because you are forced to go try to find that food. And if you vote out someone like an Aussie, you're out of luck. So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens. People are gonna have to step up to the plate.
Yeah, and Fiji's full of fish, as you know. There are fish out there. You just got to get out there and work for them, says the guy who doesn't go fish.
I know, I'm actually really bad in the water, so I would want a Sebastian on my tribe for sure. All right, so, again, it's been many seasons. What keeps you inspired season after season coming out here?
Many things keep me inspired. The corniest is that I really am a student of the human condition. I love human behavior. I love growth. I love challenges. I love watching people be so vulnerable. I really think that a big part of the reason the audience continues to watch is that they can see themselves and live this adventure vicariously because the people who play the game are willing to be vulnerable. They're willing to cry. They're willing to say, I'm scared. They're willing to say, I'm not sure, I'm tired, I'm afraid. You think of someone like Aubrey, who out of the gate, her first time was in shambles, in the shelter, bawling, and evolves into one of the most popular and best players to play Survivor. That's pretty inspiring.
Yeah.
And then from the career side for me, when am I ever gonna get a gift like this?
True.
I mean, this is the greatest gift anyone in their career should ever get, and I got it.
So it's pretty nice to be in Fiji.
Yeah, Fiji's great. We have this amazing spirit on our team that you always hear television shows say, our team really gets along. I don't know that anybody has what we have. We have magic out here. It's a far cry from 18 years ago when we were sludging through the mud. I don't think sludging's even a word, but sludging?
Now it is.
Now it is. Survivor vernacular.